Close your Vybez 90.7 FM. I said, I am not starting 2024 without you. Big Doobie's in the house.
Zone out.
That Doobie to Q connection, that really, like, I'm kind of like looking at myself like, why did I not connect the dots sooner? That was crazy for me.
Man. Shout out OTS, man. RIP, my man G, man.
RIP G, man, for real.
You know what I mean? Shout out my cousins Mike and Dre. But yeah, man, that was something that it was huge. It was huge, you know, for the community. You know, we gave away, you know, stuff to the kids. Everybody got to eat for
all
free.
The time.
Everything was free. You know what I mean?
Every year.
We had big water gun fights every year. Like it was always dope.
And let me say this, because I've been there, so I'm gonna say it. You know how you and your home, like I'm looking at the camera. You know how you and your homies be going to the barbecue, be going to the shindig, to get some shorties, to get some girls, and like a lot of the girls were mostly mid or under or something like that. Let me tell you something right now. A lot of them girls were bad. I'm talking about 8s and above every time. Like lickadicious. I made up a word. That's how dope the girls were at Doobie Q's. They looked so good they were lickadicious. I had to make up a word for that. That's how good they looked. Yeah, that was real. That was real.
Yeah, the Doobies and the OTS always knew how to bring out the babes.
You feel me?
I mean, you gotta think though, we in the club, so it's the pretty girls from the club is who coming to support the events and everything too, and they bringing their pretty friends, so it's a pretty event. You know what I'm talking about? Like, it's, you know, we really didn't associate with too many mud ducks, but
nah.
But you know, it's a lot of beautiful women in Arizona though, so it's not hard if you really got the sauce, then you're gonna be around some beautiful ladies if you want to be. You know what I mean?
That's real. And I see what you're doing, man. For the last couple of years, like you be doing a lot of shows out of the city, like Atlanta, Florida, back home in D-Town, Chicago. Like you be going around South by Southwest. You did like what 6-7 shows last year?
7, yeah.
And then you're gonna do like more this year or something?
Yeah, probably like 10.
Yeah. So my real question, because you're out of a lot of people that's doing it in Arizona, you're kind of like one of the few that's really stepping out. So my question is, in your opinion, what do others need to do to push the Arizona culture nationwide to the point where people can spot it? Because we could spot LA culture, we could spot New York culture, but what do we got to do so people from the outside could spot AZ culture?
It's just gonna take, you know, more artists to just believe in their craft and invest in themselves and be willing to go out on the road and take that show on the road, which I'm seeing. You know, I have a lot of faith that 2024 I'm gonna see a lot more artists on the road with me. Like I'm still pushing a hard line. I'm still booked for more shows out of Arizona than I am in Arizona. But that was a goal of mine for last year and for this year. Like I see what it does for me. I see what it does for my brand to be able to go touch these different markets, different cities, different states. Sometimes people never heard of me, but I'm gonna leave there with a fan. You know what I mean? Like I'm gonna leave there and somebody from that city or that state is gonna post themselves listening to my music and tag me at some point. You know what I mean? I'm gonna leave and make an impact. So that's what the main thing is. Like we gotta get out of town and make impacts in these other markets and let them know that we serious. You know what I'm talking about? Like when I'm out of town and I tell people I'm from Arizona, they be like, what? I didn't know it was rappers in Arizona. I've heard that. You know what I mean? Like I've heard that in places like, oh, y'all got rappers in Arizona? Like we got the best. Like what are you talking about?
You want to hear? You want to hear what I hear? Like so, because I'm from Philly, and then I moved to Arizona. My people back home be like, why would you move there? And I'm like, you're gonna see what I'm talking about.
Yeah, because
now everybody's telling me, oh my God, you're smart, and now people trying to move out here.
Yeah, because in all actuality, with my travels, what I see is that we have some of the best talent in the country, hands down. You know what I mean? Like some of the artists that we have, you know, different genres, different types of flavors and styles. We have some of the best talent in the country. It's just we don't have the infrastructure here that some of these other places have. But it's coming. You know what I mean? Like, we don't need major labels to be here in order for us to pop. You know what I mean? Like, I am a star pupil in the University of La Russell. You know what I'm talking about? Like, I'm a star pupil. So my goal is not to be signed to a major label. That's not Big Doobie's goal. That's not the end game for me. Like, right now, my goal is to be successfully independent right here in Arizona. And yes, you're gonna have to get on the road and go and let your fans know that you here, but that don't mean I have to leave here. You know what I'm talking about? Like that.
That's
I don't have it in my mind that, in a couple of years I'm gonna have to move to Atlanta in order to go to the net, or I'm gonna have to
that's what
move
damn
to,
near everybody does.
Yeah, and I understand it because I spent a lot of time in Atlanta. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, yes, you can go and get some good connections and you can build your network up out in Atlanta. You know what I mean? Like, I have connections in Atlanta. When I touch down in Atlanta, I know who I'm tapping in with. You know what I mean? I know who finna be with me when I'm moving through the city. I know that I'm gonna have different media outlets and DJs that when I step in the club, they're gonna shout me out. They're gonna play my music. We gonna take. But I've established that by going to Atlanta last year at least 10 times. You know what I mean? Like, so I know that. Yeah, I understand it. It's definitely.
I think that's. Okay. Hold up. I don't even know how. Hold on. Let's try this thing. Let's go up there. I'm trying to see this. KRDP, what's up? See, I don't even know why they call and they hang up, but you know what it is? That was Calvin. That was the program director. That was calling in. Listen, Calvin, you're going to have to teach me how to do the phone line. All right. I'm sorry. I tried. I really tried. And I don't know. It's live. I told you it's live. Okay. Anyway, what's I going to say? There's a couple things that I could go by, but you said your goal is not to be signed. Your goal is to be independent. The way you're doing it, that you explained, the only people that I can see that do it for real are the artists in Texas. So you're really doing that. And then that leads to my next question. So when we was talking about The Biggest Cactus, which is your album dropping, what, January 19th?
Yep, January 19th.
You said, and I quote, it ain't going to be on Spotify. It ain't going to be on Tidal. It ain't going to be on none of them streaming sites because you're not about to play 50 million times for what, $5?
like it's definitely skewed. You know, the money is definitely skewed. Like you get 0.3% of a penny for every stream. Like, imagine getting paid a currency that doesn't exist. Like, have you ever went in a store and somebody said that'll be 0.3% of a penny? You can't even show me what that looks like in tangible money. So what happened was what you know, with me learning the business as I go, like, that's more important to me than anything. That's why I haven't been so quick to just drop music, because I felt that I needed to be more educated on the business before, you know, I started. I like my steps to be strategic. So what I notice and what I see about the industry is that when streaming came about, most artists looked at that as the new primary source of income for music, for making money off of your music. Like, oh, it's streaming, that's how we got to eat now, it's off of streaming. And they completely cut out the direct-to-consumer, the direct-to-consumer aspect of the music. You know, I can sell you my art directly. You don't have to go through this streaming site, because you got to think about a million streams is $4,500 or something like that. You know what I mean? Like, somebody has to listen to my music 1,000,000 times to generate $4,500. That's absurd. You know what I'm talking about? So what I've done is partner with Even. Shout out to Even. I've partnered with Even, and that's the platform that a lot of artists are. You know, La Russell is, again, like I said, I'm a star pupil at the University of La Russell, so that's where the game came from for me. Like, okay, Even is a proud to pay platform, so you can spend whatever you want. You can buy my project for $1, you can buy it for $1,000. You know what I mean? But that money is coming to me, as opposed to you go stream my music, and even if you want to listen to it 100 times, that might give me $2. You know what I mean? Like that may, I got to do the math. That might be $1.50. You know what I mean? Like, whereas, streaming should be an alternate source of income, but not the primary source of income for your music. So moving forward, if I put music on a DSP or on a streaming platform, it's going to be after my real supporters, go and get the product, and if they let me know that they want it on streaming for easier accessibility or something, because you can stream it directly from Even, you can download it, you'll have it as yours, you know what I mean, no matter what you choose to pay for it. But you know what I mean, that's more along the line. You can see an artist with very low streams and low Spotify monthly listeners, but within their first 24 hours on Even make $2,000 from selling it direct, which the equivalent you would have had to get 500,000 streams. You know what I'm talking about? Like, you're not finna get that in 24 hours unless you a big major label artist. You know what I mean? So, and now you got to get 1,000 streams to even get paid your 0.3%. You know what I mean? Like, so I get over 1,000 streams on all my songs pretty much, but at the same time, like, I've gotten thousands and thousands of streams, and that's chump change.
It really add up to nothing.
I make more money off my merch. I make more money off of features. You know what I mean? I make more money off of every other thing except for the art itself, and that's. Right. I'm not with that. Me learning the business, that's not the business goal for Big Doobie and Big Doobie Entertainment. So I've partnered with Even. I'm probably going to drop the pre-sale by Monday. So you can go get it early, go get your early access and get your pre-sale going. I might, it'll be some advantages to getting it getting it early, but the drop is on the 19th, and we're going to move forward like it's trial and error. I've never done it before. You know what I mean? It may pop, it may not pop, but I'm not afraid to fail. You know what I'm talking about? Like, that's one of the main things about this business that I've learned and that I've become very comfortable with is I'm not afraid to fail. If it don't work, okay, I'm going to figure out what I did wrong. I'm going to try it again. I'm going to keep trying. You know what I mean? Like, this is my business. This is what I want to do. This is what I love. This is my passion, and I'm doing it my way. I'm 100% independent. I do everything by myself. You know what I'm talking about? So under no circumstances. From the mud. You know what I'm talking about? Like, I'm not trying to cheat. I'm not trying to take no shortcuts. I want to take the stairs. I enjoy learning. You know what I mean? Like, you're enjoying the journey towards the destination, and that's what a lot of people are missing out here. Like, 99% of the people in the game, they're just focused on the destination, and then if they don't hit the destination in the first 6 days, it's all types of chaos. And that's why I tell people, you have to enjoy the journey as much as the destination, if not more. Yeah. You know what I mean? This is just my 4th year as an artist. I started, my very first song I released was the day after Christmas of 2019. So the day after Christmas of 2023 was the start of year 4 for me. You know what I mean? So I'm just getting into my 4th year. I don't have these delusions of grandeur or set these wild expectations or look at what someone else has already accomplished and think that I deserve that, not knowing the journey that they took to get there. Right. You know what I mean? Like, I'm focused on Big Doobie, what Big Doobie doing, and how can I take Big Doobie to the next level. You know what I mean? And that's why, I'm enjoying it so much. Like, I block out all distractions, all nonsense, you know what I mean? And I'm focused on the task at hand. And my goal is to be the richest rapper Arizona has ever produced, and I will be that.
The way you design it, that's a guarantee the way it is. But I definitely want to ask this question. So you said you partnered with Even, right? Mm-hmm. So what is the, I like to challenge iron sharpens iron. What is the difference between Even and Bandcamp? Because Bandcamp, you could definitely put I've seen a lot of artists do that, and I see a lot of artists make a lot of money in Bandcamp where they made a set price, they put it up there, they make way more money in Bandcamp than they would in just streaming. What is the difference between even and Bandcamp?
See, I haven't done enough research on Bandcamp to make comparisons, but from what I've heard, it's pretty much the same. I don't know if it's proud to pay, like you can pay whatever you want. That's what even is. It's a proud to pay platform.
I think I see it.
I don't know if it's like a set price on Bandcamp that you can put or you can pay whatever. I don't know. I just haven't done enough research on Bandcamp to really make a credible comparison of the two. But you know what I mean? Even is the one that I did do my research on, and that's who I chose to partner with.
That's real. That's what's up, man. I'm going to read a commercial break, but you know what? I'm going to play the most popular record that you have right now, Costco. We're going to talk about Costco. We're going to talk about the album.
All right.
We're going to talk about the Detroit Lions. I know you're happy.
Yes, sir.
I know you're happy.
Let's go. One pride, baby.
Did you see the banner?
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Man.
I'm cheering for y'all because y'all been through it. Like,
Yeah,
I don't know anybody more loyal than a Detroit Lions fan.
Yeah, man.
You know, so we're going to talk about that. We got the camera. Shout out to Beadz. So you know what this means? That means I know we might get off a broadcast at 12, but you know what? The lens is still going to be going. So there might be something about the interview that my KRDP listeners may not hear. So you know what it is. But you know what? Let's go to Costco. Talk about Costco. Introduce the world to Costco.
All right. So this next track, man, is definitely, you know, my biggest song to date. I go to Costco for that wok and that chicken bake. And again, this is just me putting my life on these beats, you know, thinking of a dope way to deliver it to y'all. I actually came up with this song in a Costco before I even became an artist.
Oh, man.
I knew that I was going to make this song whenever I started to take rap seriously. I knew it. So, and that's why I feel like it's as successful as it is. Like this song is destiny, and it's based on a true story.
Oh, man. I go to Costco for that wok.
Yeah,
Zone out.
hey, this is
Spitting the game. You spitting the real.
Yeah,
and I really hope people like really indulge in what we're saying right now, because a lot of people, I'm just gonna keep it a buck. It's 2024. I'm gonna keep it a buck. Cat Williams set it off. All right, Cat Williams set it off. We're gonna keep it a buck. The gloves are off. We ain't politically correct no more. Like, a lot of people are just complaining too much and being real lazy and talking about why they can't make it, why they can't do it. Big Doobie is literally giving you the blueprint, like real rap.
A lot of game. And
I should charge for this interview. I should really charge you to hear this interview right now.
Yeah.
I know we're on FM radio. Okay. Calvin, Kaja, I hope you understand. I should charge people to listen to this interview right now. Okay.
You definitely giving them some good game, man. What make an artist dope to me is the way they can interview. You know, anybody could get in the studio and be off of whatever they own and say whatever they want in the studio, but to be able to get some educated answers and some thought into the process, like he has a whole process of thinking. So what is the process of you making a song? Like, you know, when you create your music, what is that process like for you? You know, some people, for me, you know, because I'm an artist too, right? I talk to a beat like a chick. Some beats are easy, some beats are hard. Just like some women are easy, some women are hard. So like the more music with content, that's the more harder the woman is, right?
Right.
The quicker songs, like the little turn up songs, it's like,
that's the
easy
ones.
That's how I kind of compare my music. So like, what's your process?
So with me, a couple different ways. So sometimes I just get inspired to write. You know what I mean? Like going through the course of my day, something may happen, or I might see something, or you know what I mean, that spark of memory or something like that, and I'm like, oh man, I could. The bars, you know, like I don't really know how to explain. Like I have bars going through my head like all day, every day. You know what I mean? Like I literally, you know, can rap about pretty much anything, and then in my head I'm doing it literally all day, every day. So sometimes I'm just inspired to write more. You know what I mean? I'll just whoop out the pad and get to writing, and then other times I'll let the beat dictate. Like it starts with the beat for me. Like,
yes, sir.
So, you know, shout out to the producers, man. Shout out Nove, the Zoner. Shout out Checkin' Traps, man. Shout out Cuzzo Mike. Them the 3 producers I got on the new project. But when you know, I get beats from producers, if it instantly make me want to start freestyling, you know what I mean, after hearing it for the first couple of bars, I know this is something I'm gonna be able to write to. You know what I mean? Like when I'm listening for beats, I usually try to catch that instant freestyle, like, cause I'm really a dope freestyler, even though I don't style for free, but I'm really dope at freestyling. So if a beat come on and it instantly make me want to just start spitting, I know, okay, you know, I'm either gonna come up, start thinking of a hook, or start putting verses together. Like, if I know what I want to say on this beat, then that one's a go. You know what I mean? Like, or if I'm working with an artist and they give me a concept for a record, then that's really easy for me. You know what I mean? That's super easy, because now I don't even have to wait for my thoughts to manifest. I'm able to just stick to a subject and get to it. You know what I mean? So, you know, I don't make songs with the intentions of a concept. You know, sometimes I might say, like, man, I need to make a booty shake song, you know, even though I don't feel like I have no booty shake song, but that's probably why I brought that up, is because I'm like, man, do I got something that the girls can shake something to? Like, man, you know, they smart. They can shake it to whatever they want to. You know what I mean? Like,
honestly, they could.
They shake it to anything, because I've seen the shake go down to the Costco in a major way. So that's when
I've seen it too.
Yeah, that's why I'm just like, I don't feel like
it's feel good music.
Yeah,
man.
Doobie, I seen it yesterday when I was DJing at Jaguars. I forgot to send you the video. I played Costco towards the end of the night, and people was jamming to it, and they were throwing money to it.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, so
we gotta hold y'all DJs accountable. We need that video.
Oh yeah, that's true.
2024. But we appreciate you, though.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I get distracted very easily. I'm in Jaguars. You understand how easily distracted I get?
We just putting it out there, man. That content help the artists. You know what I'm saying? And vice versa. That content help the DJs as well.
And shout out to all the DJs, man. Shout out to y'all, man, because y'all, that's another way that I'm able to move around the country the way that I do. I'm more tapped in with the DJs. Shout out John Blaze. Shout out to Core DJs. You know what I mean? Shout out to Coalition DJs. You know what I mean? I tap in, like, the DJ is very important to me in my journey in regards to introducing my music to the crowds. You know what I mean? And then to keep it in rotation and to make it a familiar sound for their crowd. You know, shout out DJ Pess. That's my DJ. You know what I mean? Like,
big shout out to DJ Pess.
We you know, like, I value the DJ. So every city I go to, every club, that's the first person I talk to. I go straight to the DJ booth. I'm gonna introduce myself. I'm gonna let him know who I am. I'm gonna show him love. I'm gonna make sure his drink is filled. You know what I'm talking about? Because you don't have to play my music. You know what I mean? You don't have to. Like, but you doing it, you know what I mean? I like to establish that relationship at your place of business and outside of your place of business. Just, you know, especially if we build a good rapport. So, you know what I mean? Shout out to all the DJs here. You know, I do get a lot of videos from DJs. Shout out DJ K-Tone out in Denver. Man, shout out Capo out in Atlanta. You know what I mean? Like, I get a lot of DJs that do send me videos of them playing my music at, you know, especially Costco, at brunches, and you know what I mean? Because it's a nice vibe. Like, my auntie like Costco. You know what I'm talking about? Like, it's a mature vibe.
It's a mature beat to that joint, and you flowing to that joint.
So I'm gonna tell you right now. So you see, it's like 11:57. You know what the great thing about Beadz and Culture Vibes, and I appreciate you for being here.
Yes, I
is that
appreciate
you have the footage, you have the camera. So you know what this means. So that means this interview is so dope. We're gonna continue while we go off of air. So if you want to watch the rest of the interview, we're gonna put it up on YouTube, or maybe not YouTube. We're actually gonna put it up, I don't know, Patreon or something. I don't know.
Yeah, we'll figure that part out.
We're gonna figure it out. But
the album is on the way, man.
The album's on the way. Talk about the album before we get off of air and we get, you know,
January 19th, the Biggest Cactus EP. Again, it will be available on Even. Follow me on social media, Big Doobie 1 on IG. The real Big Doobie is That's the website. But Big Doobie 1 on IG, Big Doobie Music on Facebook. IG is probably where I'm most active at, but you can get updated on all of my social medias. My link in the bio will take you to everything you need to know about Big Doobie once you go onto my IG. But I'll be dropping a link for the pre-sales of the album, like I said, probably early next week. I'm just waiting for the last couple of songs to get sent back from being mixed and mastered. And then I'll be able to upload everything and get ready for the pre-sale. So please support the artists, man. You know, it's good to go on the streaming sites and support them, but support the artists too, man. You know what I'm talking about? So I'm releasing through Even. Proud to pay. You can pay whatever you want. You know what I mean? If you really like it, pay a little bit more. You know what I'm talking about? But
that's
whatever it is, man. I appreciate y'all. You know what I mean? AZ up, man. From the D to AZ, that's me.
That's what it is. All right, yeah. I'm going off of air, but we're going to continue. Culture Vibes 90.7 FM. Yeah, we're switching. You feel me? Yeah. Okay.
So when I first moved here, I told Mike and Dre, my cousins, like, I can rap, bro, and I'm dope. They're like, you can rap, we going down the Mill. So they took me on Mill Ave. I was a kid. And I'm talking about, it used to be ciphers out there. It used to be treacherous on Mill. You know what I'm talking about? Like, I ain't lying. You can go down Mill, get in a cipher, you know, get your pockets ran, you see somebody get poked up. Like, Mill Avenue was not like it is now. It used to be treacherous on Mill. You go over there by that Jack in the Box if you want to. You know what I'm talking about? Like, it used to be treacherous, and it used to be mass ciphers going on down there. Like, shout out to Tone. I've seen Tone out there. Shout out Justice. I've seen Justice out there. I used to see artists like Kitch Kitchen. You know what I mean? A female artist. Yeah, bro. Like,
Kitch. She coaching the team. She'll be at the Legacy. Yeah, Kitch.
She a hooper, but I'm telling you, I know her from being in them ciphers on Mill. You know what I'm talking about? Like, I was a kid, 15, 16, the youngest of everybody there. But I'm finna come out here and drop nuts. You know what I'm talking about? Like, my cousins brought me here. I'm about to show these niggas why they brought me here. And they used to take me out there to headhunt. You know what I'm talking about? Like, I've been dope. So they told me, like, nigga, you can't let my mama hear this shit.
Right.
Nigga, you can't let my mama hear this shit, nigga. You might as well start rapping, because they already had a gospel rap group called FOG, Followers of God. You know what I mean? Like, we had the whole Christian clothing line, the fog wear, all of that. You know what I'm talking about? Like, all across the country. That's first time I seen 100,000 was from Christian clothing. You know what I'm talking about? Like, gospel rap. That's the first time I seen 100K, nigga. You know what I mean? 17 years old. You know what I mean? Like, but I knew once I turned 18, it was a rap. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not finna, I was already, you know, even though I wasn't trying to pursue a rapper, I was in the streets. You know what I'm talking about? Like, I had moved out of the family house by 17, you know, but by going into my senior year of high school. Me and the homies got a crib, you know what I'm talking about? Like, I'm out here doing my thing. Like, I'm not finna play with God. Like, I'm already coming to church on Sundays wasted, you know what I'm talking about, hungover. Then they want me to work the sound systems, you know what I'm talking about? So I'll be in there, you know, and then they calling me out, Big T, wake up, you know what I mean? Like, this it for me, bro. You know what I'm talking about? Like, this last week for me, big dog. I ain't finna be getting caught up like this in here.
Right.
And I ain't want to play with God, you know what I'm talking about? Like, so I ain't never want to be in the streets and pretending to be a church holier than now. Like, I wasn't never on that, you know what I mean? So once I turned 18, could officially break away from, you know what I mean, everything and be on my own, I did it. I was out of there, you know what I mean? Like, and I went head first into the streets. Like, I really, you know, state to state, you know what I'm talking about? I really got money. Like, I don't understand, like, my years out of high school, them early 20s, late teens, like, I had a wonderful time. You know what I mean? Like, I was out here. I don't even understand some of these young cats. Like, bro, when I was your age, you have no idea. 21, 22, no kids, no nothing, bro. Like, nigga.
It's like these 21-year-olds are like kind of sheltered compared to what we were doing.
Because
we were all doing.
We was really outside before they started saying they outside. You know what I'm saying? Super active.
We lived outside.
Moving
super
around.
Active.
Like, even when you talking about these battles, like, you know, even being back home in Chicago, we used to how the rap battle scene and is underground, and you could just feel the tension in a room, you know what I'm saying? And these dudes thinking of the most devious thing to say to you and did their own work, and you feel the tension.
My cousins
you know
and my
saying?
homies was riding on the Q train all the way up to Manhattan and back down, just ciphering with people all around the city in New York.
Yeah, man.
Okay? Like, that's what we were doing. Now these people are scared to even take the train. One stop. All right? Like,
This rap thing, man, is like the street culture to a certain sense. You know, I mean, you got your faking your foolery, you know what I'm saying? But you do have them artists who either been through some things or they from their neighborhood and they speaking for that area, you know what I'm saying? And then you got these guys from the other side or other areas who gonna hold it down, and it's a sport, you know what I'm saying? And that's how you get artists the class, because you're gonna say
hip hop in general is a sport, because not only the rappers who be battling, but you know, like my early years as a DJ and everything like that, me and my homies would literally go to house parties, and if the DJ was whack, we would physically kick him off the fucking DJ booth, and I would go and do that shit.
Even on some
like
rap
real
shit
rap.
in Chicago,
I literally fought
it's some rap shit
and like
in Chicago,
shootouts
bro.
just to fucking DJ parties, like real shit.
You see them niggas come
Like-
30 deep at one show? Oh, they was 30 deep. We coming 40 next time. Them niggas, we coming 50. Like, that's how competitive it is, bro.
I miss
You know
those
what I'm
times,
saying?
man.
Now it's
I
different.
miss,
It's
Doobie,
different.
I miss those
It's
times,
different,
man. I miss those
It's
times,
different,
man.
It's different.
Man.
And I was gonna ask Doobie
Bring that back,
before,
guys.
You know, we was on the radio, but now we off. You know, we live.
Yeah,
but
we
I was
off.
I was gonna ask him though, like, you know, what did he prefer? Like the social media promo, we just talking promo, or the guerrilla marketing we used to do when we used
I
to
want that
have
guerrilla
to pound
marketing
the
back.
pavement and have to go talk to somebody and meet somebody opposed
Let me
to,
find that.
you know, it's easy.
You ever watch
can
South
just
Park?
post some
You
shit,
watch
but it
South
can
Park?
get lost. Yeah, I seen a couple some episodes.
That episode
For sure.
where it was this big modem that was controlling the whole Wi-Fi of the country, and it was unplugged, and nobody had Wi-Fi
Oh
for
yeah,
7 days.
yeah. That's
Let me find that computer anywhere in Area 51 in Las Vegas. I will unplug that
Yeah,
shit and have no social media for a month.
a
I
lot
want
of
to see what
niggas
people
would be
gonna do.
lost. A lot of niggas would be lost.
Motherfuckers like us would be good, but I just want to see what other people
Would
gonna
be
do.
great because any way we hustled or moved around, you know what I'm saying, outside of rap or whatever we did in the streets, the way you had to talk, we want to jump in the DMs.
Mm-hmm.
We had to physically talk to this girl at the mall. We used to have to go to the brick and mortar malls. Not all this online, even online shopping. I ain't a big fan of it. For me, I'm not, because how I know this red in this shirt finna match this red in this shoe, or how I know this gonna fit, how they altering the clothes and stuff right now. You know what I'm saying? And I don't want to sound like an old head, but it's just like, man, it's different, bro.
And I don't think that sounds like an old head. I feel like, you know, when you was raised in the experience it era, you're gonna enjoy experiencing things more than seeing it and just taking it for face value over your phone. You know what I mean? Like,
facts.
I enjoy being on the road, going to meet DJs and shaking their hands and making my presence felt. You know what I mean? Like, showing them who this is, who is the artist behind this music. Like, you hear music and some of these people, you never see them, you never know who,
right?
who is that. You know what I mean? Like, I who sing this? You never know.
And that is why me as a DJ, and I'm actually like be researching. I mean, here in Arizona and other places, you literally have artists that would have good records, but they won't move because the streets don't know who they are. Therefore, the streets don't fuck with them.
See, and that's, but and I would see me. I always look at things like, what can I do? I can only control what I can control.
Right.
So if I was in a position where the streets didn't fuck with me, what can I do to change this? You know what I mean? Like, not saying I gotta jump head first into some street shit, but if I want to be over there, I need to find out what they got going on over there. How can I contribute to that and let them know that this is something that I'm bringing to this, so I can, you know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna figure it out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Regardless.
Like, when I went to Atlanta for the first time, I knew no one except for just the Empress. You know what I mean? And she had just moved out there from here. So I didn't know no Atlanta people, nobody based out of Atlanta. Now I know, you know, I know where to get what I need, whenever I need. I'm comfortable. You know what I mean? I'm over comfortable now, but that came from, I went out there and had to figure it out. You know what I'm talking about? Like, I didn't know, you know, when I go to New York, I know my people in New York. I'm making sure I'm comfortable. When I go to California, I know, okay, you know, LA ain't nowhere to play with. I'm tapping in with who I know I need to tap in with. It's just you have to you got to step out. You know what I mean? Like, what's the worst somebody gonna say to you? No. You know what I'm talking about? Like, if you scared of a no, then you might not be in the right business. You know what I'm talking about? Like, you might want to try something else, but. I like I said, I'm fearless. I have no fear of failing. I have no fear of rejection. I have no fear of constructive criticism. None of that. I stand on my product. You know what I mean? I feel like Frank Lucas with the Blue Magic. I feel like I got that blue magic. You know what I'm talking about? So I don't care what hood I go to, what city, what state. When I drop this product, it's gonna hit. I don't care what other product is around here. This is that pressure, and if you get a taste of this, you gonna want it. You know what I'm talking about? Like, I feel I am an undeniable talent, and I don't need anyone to tell me that. This is the reaction I get. I go to a new city and nobody never heard of me. Oh, coming to the stage, they fuck my name up. Big Boogie. They don't know. You know what I'm talking about? Like, I've had it all happen.
Are you on that show, by the way?
What show?
That Denver Big Boogie thing. No. We might have to circle around back because I gotta see you on the same bill, Big Boogie. I don't know. Buddy never got back to me or something. Like, I never. We're gonna have to figure that out.
But yeah, I 100% have had my name called wrong. You know what I mean? Like, niggas. You know what I mean? Like, I've had it. Motherfuckers looking at me like, what is this giant ass nigga finna get up here and do? You know what I mean? And then I can watch it. Them first couple of bars, I see the ears poke up. You know what I mean? And mid-verse,
talking about something,
they locked in. You know what I mean? End of the song, I'm coming off the stage to nothing but handshakes and, my nigga, you the truth. Hey, can let me get your IG? Hey, man, we need to work. Hey, like, okay, now I'm establishing my network out here. First thing I did, I've established that I'm gonna be one of the dopest niggas here tonight. You know what I'm talking about? Like, that's always my goal. I don't care who else in the building, who doing what. When you niggas hear me, y'all gonna know I'm different. You know what I'm talking about? I'm one of the ones. So, but I'm also, you know, I'm a nigga that's moving around and not acting like I'm better than nobody else, because you could be one of them ones too. You know what I'm talking about? Like, you could be one of them ones. You could be one of them ones. I just know that I'm one of them ones. You know what I'm talking about? So I carry myself as such, but I'm willing to meet somebody else that's one of them ones, or on the road to being one of them ones, because if it's something I can learn from you or something you can learn from me, we both in the same race, man.
Or come together and make $1 million hit.
Your light can't dim my light. You know what I mean? Like, you put two lights together, one of them ain't finna be dimmer because the other light is on. We both can shine, baby. You know what I'm talking about? And that's how I approach everything. That's how I've been and hustling. That's how I do the music. You know what I'm talking about? Like, nigga, we all can eat. You know what I'm talking about? There ain't no need for no snaking and no craziness. Like, that's why I'm comfortable moving the way I move. I know there's no chinks in my armor. I know I ain't did nothing dirty to nobody. I ain't played nobody. I ain't hurt nobody that didn't deserve to be hurt. You know what I'm talking about? Like, I ain't done nothing. I ain't ran afoul of no niggas. So I can move around and be comfortable and know, you know what I mean? If I establish a relationship with you, if it goes sour, it's because you did some foul shit. Because I'm going to stand on business. I'm going to be the same nigga. I'm going to be solid. I'm not going to do no weird shit. But if the minute you show me who you are, I'm gonna believe you. You know what I'm talking about? I'm gonna take it.
There you go.
I'm gonna let you be exactly who you want to be. If you're gonna be solid and stand up, then we fuck around and be working for a long time together. You know, build a good rapport. But if you show me you a weirdo and you do flaw shit, I'm gonna let you be that.
Over there with the weirdo.
Stay over there. You know what I'm
Stay over there at the weirdo table at the goddamn cafeteria right there.
I ain't gotta shit on you. I ain't gotta dish you. I ain't gotta do none of that.
Right where they belong.
Nigga water right on
them. Right where they stand.
Man, Big Doobie don't fuck with me no more. Hey, my nigga, you know how it is.
You don't fuck with yourself.
Yeah, man, you know how it is, man. We keeping it focused, man. Like,
Let's keep it funky. I'm gonna switch gears a little bit.
Yeah.
So, and you are from Detroit.
Absolutely.
So your answer is going to determine how I'm going to move next.
Okay.
Detroit Coney Grill. Are they real Conies or not?
Oh, 100%. So.
Okay. Okay.
So now the thing about Coney is that there's so many different Conies and types of Conies in Detroit. Okay. So there's not really a Detroit Coney. That's not like, they're called Zorbras. You know, we got Zorba's Coney. We got fucking. Let me think of some more names, man. Like, there's like a Lucky Coney. Like, there's all different kind of Coney Islands. Coney Island is the restaurant, though. That's the franchise, Coney Island. But there's all different Coneys, but they all pretty much have the same menu also.
The same type of hot dog and all that.
Yeah, but the hot dog is the least thing you're going to see. You probably go to Detroit and never see somebody eat a Coney dog. You know what I mean? Like, we go on to Coney for wingdings and chili cheese fries, corned beef sandwiches and chili cheese fries, chicken pitas. You know what I'm talking about? Like, the menu is extensive. Like,
y'all got the Superman ice cream?
oh yes, we have the real Superman ice cream too.
Superman.
Yes. So
Okay,
yes,
okay.
like I have never eaten a Coney hot dog from Coney Island. I don't eat. That's not what I'm here for. I'm here for the corned beef sandwich. You know what I'm talking about? Like, I need a.
This is how I know Detroit is different.
Yes.
Because Philly, at any corner store, Max's or anything, we going for that goddamn cheesesteak. You know what I'm saying? Y'all got your shit in Chicago.
Yeah,
y'all got your Harold,
chicken,
or if you're in the
Maxwell,
West Side, you going for
Uncle
Remus.
Remus.
You know what I'm
We
saying?
got Maxwell.
You going for that.
different
You know what I'm
joints,
saying?
yeah.
New York, you're going for that pizza. Or if you're in Brooklyn, up there, Junior's, cheesecake, all that. Detroit is the only city I've ever heard in my life. Y'all famous for Coney's, and you telling me y'all don't eat that?
No, we don't eat the Coney dogs. Like
That fucked my head up just now.
Oh,
son.
yeah,
Like,
no. We're not eating that. Like, I ain't. Shout out to Glizzy Guzzle. But that ain't what I'm in. I'm coming for a corned beef deluxe. You know what I'm talking about? Like, so the corned beef deluxe. First
so
of
who
all,
invented that shit then?
what?
How did they become famous for Detroit? How?
Hey, because that's the most
brand.
prevalent restaurant out there. Everywhere you go, every neighborhood is gonna have a Coney. No matter the 7 Mile Coney, the 6 Mile, it's Coney's everywhere.
But they don't go for the hot dogs.
No, wow. There's too much deliciousness on that menu to be going in there talking about let me get a glizzy. Like, first of all, the staple is the chili cheese fries. You're not gonna get no chili cheese fries like that nowhere else in the country. I've never tasted it anywhere else. They chili and cheese, the chili cheese fries is the staple. But you ever see a corned beef sandwich big as a baby head? You know what I'm talking about? Like,
I've seen them.
that's what I'm going to Coney Island for. I need to get this corned beef. Like, I have an uncle, my Uncle Bun. Shout out my Uncle Bun. The Coney Island in his neighborhood, he is such a staple in that neighborhood. I'm talking about he owns so much. He got parks and all kind of stuff. They have a sandwich named after him, and it's I could never indulge in this sandwich personally, but it's like a double cheeseburger with like ham and chicken and all. The burger this big, you know what I'm talking about? My uncle ain't no big old dude. I'm the biggest person in my family, you know what I'm talking about? Like, my uncle ain't no giant. He military big. He brought Diesel.
Right.
This nigga get a sandwich this big with all types of devices on it. You know what I'm talking about? Like, his eggs on his nephew, tomatoes, ham, bacon. I'm like, what? You eat that? Like,
That's crazy.
He eat that thing. They
crazy.
call it.
I'm
they
sorry.
Name it after him.
I'm sorry. That sounds like a heart attack for me.
Hey man, that's what I'm
It's
telling
good
you.
eating in the hood, though, man.
You gonna be full though. I bet you
If
that.
Eating in the hood.
If I was 10 years younger, I would damn sure eat
yeah,
that. But
man.
now,
Man,
I just gotta be real with myself.
We all do.
Like, if you go to Coney Island in Detroit and order a Coney dog, niggas gonna know you from out of town. I'm like, what you order, bro? Coney dog. Like,
he here for the experience. You a tourist, man.
You want them wingdings, all flats, fried hard with the chili cheese fries. They're gonna give you some of the best wingdings you ever had. But like I said, when I go back home, I'm eating Coney Island. I'm eating corned beef pretty much every day. You know what I'm talking about? Like, my cousins and them already know. We about to go get your fix. You already know, buddy. I'm on my way because I was like, it's corned beef meat. You know what I mean? Because we don't have that here, really. We don't have a deli that's going to give you that real thin slice, steaming hot corned beef sandwich on that good
The
rye.
Detroit Coneys over here don't do those corned beef?
No. It's not a real coney. Don't let them finesse you. Like that's
I
when you
went
go
over
get
there.
a coney dog. You know what I'm talking about? It's not it.
Okay.
They not
Okay.
all thing. I'm telling y'all right now, the Coney Island that we have here, even though they call themselves the Detroit Coney Grill, is not a real Coney Island, bro.
I got a burger from there, and I
Yeah.
ain't even a burger eater like that, but I
The
stopped
burger is
through.
decent.
Yeah,
you know
it was,
what I'm talking about?
it was
The burger
cool.
good, but you can go get you some Faygo out of there. Maybe
Yeah.
some Better Made chips. Like
Yeah,
that's real
yeah.
Detroit.
Right.
But they menu is not. That's not a Coney Island.
They
in
just
Detroit
give you, they
menu.
just give you the vibe of the atmosphere up in there with the pictures.
Where
and
in the valley that they do real Detroit food, like the corn beef?
DCZ's. So it's but that's catered. So let me tell you where you're gonna be able to find it at. Every Wednesday night at the office from now on for Rock the Mic Wednesdays. They are the official cooks at Rock the
They
Mic
from
Wednesday.
Detroit?
They from Detroit. Those are my
Word?
first. Those are my blood cousins, my first cousins. You know what I'm talking about? Like DCZ's are my live in it.
Dog,
DCZ's are those are my first cousins, same last name, blood cousins. Like they moved out here. I'm the one. I told them get to Arizona. They were still in Detroit.
Yeah.
They moved out here like 2013, 2014, something like that.
Okay.
And you know they got the spoon. They got the spoon from my aunties and from my grandma. Like they have this spoon. So
I saw your picture.
yes, they from
Let me tell you something.
The smothered ribs with the macaroni and cheese and the sweet cornbread and the greens. Like yes, your greens
If it
are
was,
good.
I was contemplating on leaving my gig to go eat that food. Like I literally was
said to
looking
go
at my
eat
gig
that
and was
food.
like, I'm about to go right now. Like fuck the contest. I'm about to leave. Like the way I saw.
food.
Corned beef egg
Dog.
rolls. Y'all ever had a corned beef egg roll?
No.
Be prepared to have your taste buds whipped and dipped when you come there on a Wednesday night. They're gonna have the corned beef egg rolls on the menu. I'm telling you, they have the real Detroit spoon. And if you want some real Detroit soul food, they're gonna give you the closest experience. That what's that? Detroit soul food. They have a restaurant called that, like somewhere downtown. It's Fugazi. Those
Yeah,
ladies-
I don't even like believe them.
yeah, what's it called? Like Detroit Sisters or something like that. But them
Honestly,
chicks
it
is
don't even
from
matter.
they from Ypsilanti, first of all. They're not from Detroit. They're
Yeah.
from Ypsi. And my cousins went there to work, and they was trying to get my cousins to give them the sauce, give them the recipe. You know what I mean?
Which
Because
wasn't gonna happen.
and they, you know, just my cousins are gonna keep it a beam with me and let me know, like, oh no, they food good. They like, no, that ain't it. And I know I went there and ate one time, and I never went back.
Yeah.
You know, I like.
I didn't even eat there one time. I just sensed that it was fugazi, to be honest.
The best soul food to me out here, for one, Miss White's is always gonna be high on my list. I love Miss White's. They always take good care of me. But that new spot, what's it called? Mama Soul Fish and Chicken. Oh my God, brother.
Man,
It's on
There-
19th Avenue and Greenway.
there was a spot on the east side called Ezekiel's, and they weren't bad at all, but unfortunately they closed down.
Shut
Like,
down.
Yo, they had the sweet potato souffle. That
Yeah, man, I'm trying to get put on to the
made
food.
you-
I'm still new here.
It
man.
made
Trying
you
to
cry.
find.
It made you cry. I'm telling you, that's how good it was. But for some reason, it closed down, though. I don't know
Yeah,
why.
East Valley ain't just. I'm telling you, man. Like Mama Soul Fish and Chicken, they selling out every day. Ribs is getting sold out.
West Side.
No, it's on 19th Avenue and Greenway. It's like,
So I got to take notes.
yeah, Mama Soul Fish.
You're
and
recording.
Chicken.
We're gonna watch it back. This
I'm
is
telling
playback
y'all.
value right here.
I might have
This
to,
is
I might have
playback
to go
value.
visit it before I play it back.
Telling y'all,
Mama
the
Soul
sides
Food.
is
What?
fire. Mama Soul Fish and Chicken. That's what
Mama
they from
Soul.
St. Louis. They from St. Louis, but they got the spoon in there. Like they macaroni is fire. The greens is fire. The candy yams is fire. Like all they sides, they
Candy
got a
yam.
lasagna in there. You know what I'm talking about? Like all they sides. Now I ain't even got to the fish and the ribs and the chicken and you know what I'm talking about. You can go in there and get your fix. They got that
Well,
real.
I had a goal. I had a New Year's resolution that I was going to lose 60 pounds, but thank you, Big Doobie. I don't think I'm going to make it now. I'm not gonna make that goal.
Come out on Wednesdays.
Every once in a while, you know.
Talking about Wednesdays.
You get a cheat day. Wednesday be your cheat
Let
day.
Wednesday be a cheat day. Come to Rock the Mic Wednesday. Even if you just come to get the food.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
One day a week, that makes sense. Okay.
Pull up the Rock the Mic Wednesdays, man.
It's at the office, right off of the 51 and Indian School.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you can smoke inside too, which is so amazing.
Friendly. And you can get your beats and your eats while you're there. You know what I'm talking about?
Beats and eats.
The food that's next level, man. They had a Kool-Aid.
I'm coming next Wednesday. They had
a Kool-Aid for you. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh shit, bro.
Yes.
Kool-Aid game crazy out here.
I keep saying Superman ice cream because I ain't gonna lie. Like that was one of the top 10 ice creams I ever had in my life. They had the ice Superman.
No, they ain't brought no ice creams out. I ain't seen them bring no ice.
Maybe,
I don't know if they can
later
get
on.
that. Yeah,
Maybe
but
later
they
on. Maybe
do
later.
have the wildest pastries too. So this past Wednesday, I had a strawberry 7-Up cake. Yeah,
This is an open mic we're talking about.
Yes.
Man.
That does this.
Man.
DJ Pest,
ribs.
you're the mayor. That's it.
Yeah, what he
You're the
said,
mayor.
the beats and eats,
The
man.
beats and the eats.
DJ
I had
Pest, you're the
smothered
mayor.
Ribs, homemade baked macaroni, greens, sweet cornbread, and strawberry 7-Up cake.
Oh my God.
Lit.
It was
lit.
it was absolutely delicious. I'm talking about.
Man.
I slept so good that night. I slept so good that night.
That is lit, man.
Oh, I already know what I'm doing next Wednesday.
It's the place to be.
Pull up.
Nah, I'm passing the ball to you. Got a question?
Pull up, man. I'm enjoying the
You
information
insulted?
that's
You
happening
just-
right now. See, Doobie know how to carry a interview in the
This-
conversation.
this
You know,
is
you
how
throw
you-
something out there and he just carry it and he transitions
This is
to
how
the
you
next
know
play
Doobie
too.
is really Arizona because he's telling you the spots to eat at. He just corrected me. I literally thought Detroit Coney was something. You just told me it was nothing. Thanks a lot. But here's the thing. I can't remember the last time I went there. I just saw them. I just peep. I'm like, okay, are they real or are they not?
Yeah.
But you just put me on game. But you want to know something else too? Detroit people are like the most loyal people ever because y'all motherfuckers rode for the Detroit Lions for 30 years and y'all finally got something to root for right now after Barry Sanders. How does it
And
feel?
Megatron. You know,
How does it
Megatron
feel,
was
my
man.
nigga? How does it feel?
Man, it feel great, man. You know what I mean? Like, we've had some, not so good years. We had some terrible years, and we had some pretty good years. But we having a great year this year. You know what I mean? And I'm excited. I'm excited for the city. I'm excited for the energy that it brings to the city. Like, I feel like people are a lot more even upbeat. You know what I mean? The energy has shifted just because the Lions is the same way I see it happen when the Pistons are doing good. Like when we won the chip, you know what I mean? I was born for the Isaiah, the Bad Boys championships, and for Chauncey and Big Ben.
Wallace.
Oh man,
Man, that team was tough.
Yeah,
man.
that
man,
team,
like,
That was a balanced team. Like
that
Rip Hamilton.
that
won so
team
much money.
broke Kobe and Shaq up.
Yeah, I brought
No
so
matter
much money
what
over
you
there.
say,
Tayshaun
they
Prince.
broke that tandem up. That look,
That team
That's
was
how you
tough.
know they the real
That team
deal.
was tough, man. That's how you know sports in the NBA shift because that team was balanced and predicated on a heavy defensive side. You know what I'm saying? They was tough, man. A lot of grit. That's the resemblance of Detroit to me. My granddad lived in Detroit. I visit here and there. You know, the last time I went to Detroit, I went with one of my homies from New York, and we just went to different clubs and different spots. Man, we went to a spot. They had some velvet waffles, glass jar of Kool-Aid. And
I
it was
want to
lit.
go to a strip. I want to DJ a strip club in Detroit.
You know what be lit?
I wanna do
You know
that.
what else be lit in Detroit?
What's poppin'?
The casinos. Like I see a lot of one night we went out and hit 9 spots in one night because I got a homie who from New York who worked radio marketing campaign. So he meets the DJ. Man, we went to 9 spots in one night. And out of 9 spots, 6 of them or 5 or 6 of them was casinos where the DJs was in there working. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that casino life is lit too.
Yeah,
when
man,
it comes
because for a long time the casinos was the only safe haven. You know what I mean? Like downtown was a safe spot for you to be in the casinos because of the police presence, and they're not finna let nothing crazy happen and scare away these white people from being down here. So, Greektown, MGM, we got all the casinos downtown, but now, you know, the city is changing. These developers coming in, buying up a lot of these abandoned houses and buildings and tearing them down and rebuilding.
Gentrification.
But it's different because I wouldn't call it gentrification, because gentrification meaning you took what this neighborhood was. It was a thriving black neighborhood, and you turned it into something else. These
that's happening in a lot of cities.
Already down.
It's happening in both my cities.
So talk about the bendos.
You said it was different though. Like
because these neighborhoods are done. These neighborhoods are fried. Like they buying so when I grew up, you can be on the block. And if there's 10 houses on this block, 10 families stay on this block in these houses. Now, that same block that had 10 houses may only have 2 houses, and every one of the other houses have been abandoned or torn down, and now it's an empty lot. Wow. Like the family displacements and all that, like that's done. The city went bankrupt. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like so. You would see more abandoned houses than houses that people actually live in. You know what I mean? Like that's what Detroit looked like. You know what I'm talking about? Like you drive down the street, you be like, oh, I remember such and such used to live here, such and such used to live here, such and such. That's a lot. That's a vacant house. That's a trap house. That's a crack house. Oh, now some new family live in that one house, and then there's another vacant lot. There's another trap house, and then there's another family that stay on. There's 2 families on this whole street now.
Block. And you know what's crazy? Like I'm watching on Tubi this show called McGraw Avenue.
Oh yeah, McGraw
Ave.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? And all you see in McGraw Ave is bendos and ran down houses, like the different scenes. Like I'm in tune. I'm probably like episode 3, but my people from Chicago, my mom and my brother, like, hey, you gotta check out this show called McGraw Ave. And as he explaining that come to head. And I was gonna mention that in the interview too earlier, just like, you know, how do you see you know, just the entertainment thriving period in Detroit, even on the independent movie side, you know what I'm saying? Like the McGraw, even though that's like a, you know, it's episodes, it's like a series. Yeah. You gotta check that out.
Yeah,
you gotta check it
out. I
out.
love McGraw. Like, shout out. Like, I love to see it because, like I said, me growing up, I always knew that there were a lot of immensely talented people in Detroit, but you know, we still had the drug dealer stigma. You know what I mean? You got to think like the whole Young Boys Incorporated, like New Jack City. All of that is based off of Detroit. You know what I'm talking about? The movie New Jack City is the Carter and all of that. That's Detroit. You know what I mean? Like even when you listen to the interviews about them, like that was based off of YBI, Young Boys Incorporated, and all that, how they was, you know, taking over buildings and selling like. So Detroit has always been known for, you know, selling drugs, getting money and all, not really entertainment. We didn't have, you know, then Eminem came, but that wasn't really, you know what I mean? People didn't want to, even though he repped the D and he is loved in the city, but still, it was different.
It wasn't a reflection
of what we was on. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, because Eminem was from 8 Mile, and from my 8 Mile's like the border, right?
Exactly, that's where it is.
So you're literally like the city line of Detroit, and that's where he's at. So when you're on the city line of a city, you're like, okay, 1 foot in, 1 foot out. Anything under 8 Mile is the city, 7 Mile, 6 Mile, and all that. And anything above 8 Mile is not the city. Am I right?
Yeah. So once you cross over 8 Mile, you going into Southfield and Oak Park and all these, which is, you know, little suburbs outside the city, but that's not Detroit. You know what I mean? And that's like being like, yeah, I'm from Phoenix. Like, oh, what part of Phoenix you from? Tempe. Like, what? Like, wait a minute.
No, you're just outside of Phoenix, but you're not Phoenix.
Yeah, you're not in Phoenix, bro. But you know what I mean? To see the entertainment and the attention and seeing people get rich out the city off of their crafts and off of doing what they love, like I absolutely love it. Like I loved when I call my cousins back and you know, they have close relationships with some of these artists and producers, and that's how I got 1-800 to do the Devin Booker beat. You know what I mean? I actually got a few more beats from other Detroit producers too that I haven't dropped yet. You know what I mean? But that's more stuff that I'll be putting out. But I'm tapped in with the city. I just didn't feel like, you know, I carry the Arizona flag. You know what I'm talking about?
Right.
My city showed me love. Detroit loved me. I'm not one of them niggas that got chased out the city or nothing. Like, I go home, I'm comfortable. Everybody love it. They love to see me. They love when I come perform at home. Like, I get love. I still can work. I work with the artists out the city. My cousins love me, so when they know.
So you basically got two cities, bro.
Yeah. But I just didn't never feel like I need to go back home and be like, oh yeah, I'm one of these niggas popping out of Detroit. Like, no, I'm gonna do it here, and niggas just gonna know. This is just part of one of the medals that I got is a Detroit medal too on my motherfucking chest of armor. You know what I mean?
Right.
I got my Arizona medals, I got my Detroit medals. Like I got all these medals and these stripes that I earned in both places, but this is where I plant my flag as an artist. You know what I'm talking about? Like,
exactly.
I'm an Arizona artist. This is where I started being an artist at. So to go back and try to like ride the Detroit wave, I feel like would have been fugazi. You know what I'm talking about? Like, people have asked me that too. Like, yo, city popping, why don't you just go back to the city and pop? Like, bro, that's weird to me. You know what I mean? Like, what? First of all, I don't even know these niggas like that. You know what I'm talking about? Like, you got to think. I left Detroit as a teenager, 16. You know what I'm talking about? Like, I'm not, you know, I know niggas who I went to school with and things like that, but I didn't have even the same street relationships that I have here in Arizona. Like, it's not a hood in AZ, a nigga don't know me. You know what I'm talking about? Like, I say that in my music because I mean it. Like, from the west to the east to the north to the south, it's somebody in these hoods that I done got money with and did something. You know what I'm talking about? Like, before I was a rapper, these niggas knew who I was. So that way, even now, I move around, niggas like, damn, you rapping now, big dog? Like, nigga, where the bag at? You know what I'm talking about? Like, niggas don't, it's still transitioning. Like, I see you doing your thing, my nigga, you still got the plug? You know what I mean? No, my nigga, I'm all the way on this music. I can't play like that either. You know what I mean? Like, I'm doing that and still doing music, and as soon as my music start bubbling, I catch a case or something and stagnate myself. You know what I'm talking about? Like, I've watched enough and done enough research, and I take heed to wise counseling, and I've heard a lot of successful artists who were dope boys say, you can't do both. You know what I mean? You cannot do both, bro. And that's just something that always stuck with me. Like, yeah, I'm going to get money. I'm going to do what I got to do to make sure I'm eating. But at the scale and the level that I was doing that shit before, there's no way. There's no way. That I wouldn't even be comfortable. You know what I mean? Like, that's why I didn't have Instagram before I was a rapper. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't have social media before. I had a Facebook page. I used to post pictures of my kids so my family in Detroit could see them. That's it. You know what I mean? Like, as far as posting myself, what I'm doing, where I'm at, and what I'm on, all that, ain't no way. I still had a flip phone up until 2019. You know what I mean? Like, I was going to Walmart swapping flip phones out every 3 or 4 days. You know, that was my life. I didn't have no smartphone. I wasn't part of iPhone 1, 2, 3, 4.
I was just amazed because I didn't know flip phones existed in 2019. I know what you're talking about. You had the burnout phone.
Nigga, you
like,
texting on that motherfucker
Walmart.
To get to the R, you got to push that bitch 7 times.
That's what I meant. But I thought that was a 20. That was just in 2013. I thought flip phones stopped at like 2016. 2015.
I go get a flip phone today. You know what I'm talking about?
I did not know they still go now.
Oh yeah, I can go get a flip phone today at the Walmart.
Nigga,
you know what I'm talking about? With an area code for whatever city or state I want it to be in.
Because nowadays people are trying to do away with the old technology. Like, you know, cars don't got CD players no more.
Yeah, man.
So that's what I'm thinking. But okay, damn.
Flip phones is popping still. You know what I mean? Like, if I was still activated, I'll be in here right now, flipped out. You know what I'm talking about? Like,
straight up.
But I threw the flip phones in the drawers and let that go. You know what I mean? And,
yes, sir.
Is it smart nowadays to buy a lot or buy land in Detroit?
Yes. My uncles and them are like, my uncle owns my great grandmother's entire block now. He bought every house on that block. Even most of them was run down. So he rebuilt my grandmother's house, my grandmother's small house. He rebuilt it into like this 3-story mega house with this huge yard, fenced off. You know what I mean? He built
in the city.
Yeah, in the city, all right on Walton. You know what I mean? Like, one of these streets I got tatted on me. Like if you see my tattoos, it's Detroit, Arizona. So I got 7 miles southern, Archdale, Broadway, Pembroke to Baseline. You know what I'm talking about? Asbury Park to Rozier. You know what I mean? Walton to Buckeye. Like Plymouth. This is me. You know what I'm talking about? I'm really the DNAZ. So, you know, my uncle bought all the houses. He built his because he's into construction. He's a construction worker. Well, he owns his own construction business. So he built a big warehouse for all his tools and everything. You know what I mean? And he built a park over there, and he built a hall. What we call them is halls, like something like a La Princesa out here. You know what I mean? So he has an event space that he rents out there. But all this on my great grandma block. You know what I'm talking about? He bought the whole block, and you know he buying up a whole lot of land all over. He got houses all over the city. He got land, but he telling me because they first of all they're building a new bridge to Canada from Detroit. We get a new bridge.
So they already have a bridge to Windsor.
Yeah, we have a bridge to Canada now and a tunnel to Canada now, and they're building a new one. They're building that new train system down there too. It's a new train system that's gonna go all through the certain parts of downtown and into the city and back. Like, it's a lot going on in the city. My uncle, you know, I have these conversations with my uncle about, you know, him being in these meetings with the cities and getting in on these contracts and buying up these land, and you know that's something he's really, really big into. But yeah, it's you know, I got buddies out there that bought a 6-bedroom house for under $10K. You know what I mean? Like it just depends on where you know it's gonna probably be a fixer
knowing if I'm not mistaken, you bought a 6-bedroom house for $10K, and usually you only got to put 10 or 20% down.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So that means you buy a 6-bedroom house for like $1K, $2K, and unless you're a broke ass nigga or a broke ass bitch, I'm sure you touch $1K or $2K pretty occasionally at some point.
Yeah, man. And that's
so
what
that
I mean,
means I could go there and buy one.
Yeah, I mean, and if you willing to invest and
I got
fix it
I
up,
got a
and
K
get
in my
it
account right now. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
go buy you one, man.
Yeah, you just gotta go out there.
That's why I'm asking them.
Fix it up. You know, you're gonna have to put some work into it, but that's your home. You own that. You know what I mean? Like I got buddies out there that stay buying houses. My people, they stay buying them up because these developers coming in doing the same thing. They buying them by the 100 clip. You know what I mean? They
So
buying 100
buy
buy what you can, man. You know, fix them up, rent them out. Like the city will be back. It'll be back a thriving place because that's what people want now. You know what I mean? Like people see that it can be success here. You know what I mean? Like, and if jobs is coming in the city, it's nothing but up. Yeah, you know what I mean? It's nothing but up.
Wow, man, that's real.
Super lit.
Yo, I guess the only other question left is 2024. What does it look like for Big Doobie?
Man, a lot more music this year. What people don't really know is I only dropped 2 songs the whole 2023. I only dropped Costco and Ghidorah, a song that's on DJ Pest's mixtape that he dropped. But Costco was the only song I dropped early last year, but that song just carried me through the whole year. You know what I mean? Like, that song had me all over the country.
It did.
That song did. You know what I mean? So that's
TikTok for real.
Yeah, man, everywhere. So that's why this year I'm gonna drop more music because, like I said, I learned a lot last year. So my approach to releasing music, like in hindsight, I came out and dropped a mixtape immediately. I would have never done that. You know what I mean? Like now, I would not have just came out and just dropped a mixtape without the proper marketing and promotion, singles leading up to it. You know, nobody even knew who I was. And I got Sauce Walker on my whole tape. He hosted my whole mixtape. But nobody knew who I was. I was just some young nigga, you know, trying to be a rapper, and I had money. You know what I mean? Like, I still had a lot of my street money I'm thinking, how am I invested? All right, like, do I want to go buy a bunch of jewelry and shit? Like, fuck, I'm about to get this Sauce Walker on my shit. I'm gonna drop the mixtape.
Rap,
I'm gonna pay for the most expensive artwork and get my videos shot. Like, I ain't know nothing. I had no knowledge of anything. No knowledge of the
you call
business.
that trial and error.
And that's what I mean, man. I learned. You know what I mean? I learned from it. And then COVID happened right after I dropped. You know, right after I first came out. I actually dropped a mixtape during COVID, but it allowed me to sit back and learn the business because I couldn't be outside as much. A lot of the shows I had lined up had got canceled. So, all right, let me sit back and learn the internet. I didn't even know how to really work Instagram, nothing. Man. I had a, what do they call it, social media manager, and she had to literally teach me, all right, you go to your app store, download Instagram. And I had no, all right, let me download Instagram. Okay, now what? I'm like, well, I'm supposed to just post a bunch of selfies? I don't take selfies.